Talk about business, and let's say Ford, GM, Apteria, Rivian, and a whole bunch of other folks are now using that system. They're your customers. Do you need a marketing and sales team? Why? Why? To have them sitting around doing what? If you remove engineering, the engineering team and the marketing team, the execs that manage them, will they be necessary? Are you just going to keep them to hang around? Look, at the end of the day, when things change, you have to change with them. Sometimes if you're on the layoff list, and I have been several times, it is what it is, and that's the way it goes. You just move on. Elon's already put in all the charging equipment that he needs. This guy thinks like a mile ahead. He's not a checker player. He's a chess player. He already figured that this is going to...
Examining Tesla's business plan in the face of industry changes. Now let's discuss business. Tesla's charging infrastructure is currently being used by Ford, GM, Apteria, Rivian, and numerous other businesses. Tesla's clients are these businesses. Do you require a team for sales and marketing? What is the purpose of their idleness? Will the executives who oversee the technical and marketing teams still be required if they are eliminated? Will you simply keep them around without any purpose? Ultimately, you have to adapt to changing circumstances by changing with them. I have been on the layoff list multiple times, so sometimes that's just the way things work out. That's life. You have to move on. Elon has already installed all of the necessary charging hardware. This guy is quite forward-thinking. He's a chess player, not a checker player. He already knew that this would come to pass someday. Tesla is dismantling the staff that created its charging stations for electric cars. Elon Musk said yesterday that he is firing all 500 members of the team that built the company's supercharger installations. According to Musk, Tesla would prioritize maintaining its current network of charging stations before building new ones. Even if Tesla has 10,000 superchargers in California alone, the state needs to dramatically increase the number of EVs on the road. We'll break down the layers underlying Tesla's latest workforce optimization initiatives with the assistance of Sandy Munro, a seasoned automotive industry analyst renowned for his incisive observations and straightforward style. We'll discuss the strategic justification, the industry's ramifications, and the repercussions for both employees and investors. Sandy will explain fiduciary responsibilities, company management challenges, and how large firms deal with challenging economic environments in today's video. We'll also examine how public perception can be influenced by media portrayals and uncover the true narrative behind the headlines. Keep checking back as we explore these important topics and give you the professional perspective you want to comprehend the wider picture. In order to receive notifications about our most recent videos and updates, be sure to click the bell and subscribe buttons. Let's get started, and welcome to Tesla Stock News. Let's discuss a subject that is very popular in the car industry right now, the widespread use of a specific charging technology. Sandy Munro is the ideal person to clarify this. Having worked directly with the top names in the industry and having a strong background in automotive business management, Munro provides insights that cut through the usual hype and direct the discussion toward the real effects on companies and their plans. The way that businesses like Ford, GM, Rivian, and others are incorporating the Tesla-invented charging method has the industry buzzing right now. This widespread acceptance begs an intriguing question. What happens to traditional responsibilities like sales, marketing, and even research and development in an environment where a single, extremely efficient system becomes the standard? Munro claims that there will be a major change to these responsibilities. Munro asks, with trademark candor, if a sizable marketing or sales crew is still necessary when everyone is utilizing the same system, which has an amazing 99.9% uptime. Do we really need to invest in pushing the boundaries with new R&D efforts, he inquires. There are Tesla systems all around us. It is going to be used by everybody. Why do I require a sales force? What are the uses for an R&D and new product development team if your chargers are the greatest in the world and have a 99.9% uptime? These are the best things you will ever come upon. His vast experience making difficult executive decisions that occasionally put investor interests and efficiency ahead of traditional business structures, serves as the foundation for this viewpoint. Munro also looks at the implications of these changes for the labor force. Professionals in engineering, marketing, and even senior management may need to change their focus to other opportunities when the demand for some roles declines. This has less to do with employment losses and more to do with how job functions have changed in response to technology adoption. Munro says, when the game changes, you have to move with it, highlighting the importance of flexibility in both personal and professional endeavors. He also clarifies the viewpoint of the client, who values dependability and simplicity. Consumers want to get out of bed, get into their cars, and carry on with their lives. They are unaware of the industry's back-end changes, but they have a profound impact on how they engage with technology on a daily basis. Munro notes that while developing new systems may not be as important as it once was, expanding the current infrastructure is still crucial. Elon Musk is strategically placing charging stations where they are most needed, he says. Munro compares Musk's strategic planning to the game of chess, saying that the company constantly considers many moves ahead and makes sure that the infrastructure is both ready to fulfill present demands and future ones. Let's now examine the strategic choices Elon Musk has taken, examining the duties associated with his position, possibly as president or CEO, includes a fiduciary obligation. Fiduciary duty is not just a phrase, it is a legal duty that puts the interests of the company, often above those of the individual, first. Personal repercussions of this degree of dedication include high divorce rates among CEOs who devote the majority of their time to their jobs. In the strictest sense, neglecting to fulfill this obligation may result in serious legal consequences, such as jail time. Let's now talk about the reasons behind the many layoffs that large corporations, including other OEMs, have suffered. It's more of a response to market forces than a case of ill-thought-out strategy or ignorance. These businesses quickly embraced electrification, but when Wall Street reacted negatively, they pulled back, resulting in widespread layoffs. This rash, fear-based reaction is not in line with fiduciary obligation norms, which call for long-term strategic planning as opposed to hasty responses to sudden financial difficulties. In contrast, Musk's strategy is based on a vision for long-term profitability and shareholder value, even though it may appear harsh given that he fires staff members and makes difficult decisions. These choices are not often a simple surrender to market forces, but rather the result of a more thorough strategic plan. Let's also take into account the larger economic backdrop that Wall Street and the Federal Reserve are driving. These organizations frequently benefit from shaky economic times by raising interest rates or other actions that, while advantageous for them, put the common citizen in serious financial danger. A few people profit from this deceptive loop, while the majority suffers. Thus, it is possible to see Musk's activities not only as corporate decisions, but also as maneuvers in a world dominated by financial giants' economic manipulation and media sensationalism. Every choice is closely examined by the media, which frequently has a predisposition toward negativity and skepticism. This circumstance emphasizes the value of critical thinking and a more thorough comprehension of the stories that are presented to us. Recall that the news of today is intended to pique your interest, frequently by inciting anxiety. It's important to look below the headlines, analyze the information critically, and take the intentions behind it into account. In the big picture, Musk's tactics are about more than just surviving. They're about strategically putting oneself in a position to succeed in the future, even in the face of present difficulties. However, the Tesla adventure is far from over. With its ups and downs, every day is a fascinating discovery that adds to its intrigue. Tesla continues to draw investors into its rabbit hole for this reason. But whom else is as optimistic about Tesla as you are? That would be Seeking Alpha, our sponsor for today. It's not enough to merely watch Tesla's phenomenal rise from the sidelines. Seeking Alpha is your one-stop shop for the most recent information on Tesla, Tesla stock price targets, Tesla innovation, and everything Elon Musk related for fans of the company and those who have an eye for finding the next big stock market find. Avoid the mainstream media's negative commentary about Tesla. The internet's top pro-Tesla news outlet is Seeking Alpha. Our channel might receive a commission if you click on the affiliate links in the description and make a purchase. I appreciate your help. Let's talk about another important topic that concerns us all: how the media and major financial institutions like Wall Street and the Federal Reserve shape our opinions and choices. It's critical to exercise caution while consuming information because a lot of the content is intended to incite anxiety in order to manipulate people's emotions and increase sales, whether the content is intended to sell newspapers or encourage clicks on an advertisement. Let's now discuss Elon Musk, a person who sticks out glaringly against this background. Musk is a visionary whose inventions have profoundly changed the technology environment. He is more than just a CEO. From pioneering the electrification of automobiles to launching rockets capable of reaching Mars, Musk has transformed what were once considered sci-fi fantasies into reality. Consider the Cybertruck, for example. Its technological innovations, such as 48-volt electrical systems, steer-by-wire, and rear-wheel steering, are indisputable, regardless of your thoughts on its design. These are not only novelties, rather, they represent decades-long theoretical advances in automotive technology. Musk's unmatched desire to invent and push boundaries that others would not dare is further demonstrated by his endeavors like the Boring Company and his satellite projects, such SpaceX's Starlink. These projects aim to solve pressing issues that have an impact on daily living and the world economy, not only identify new commercial opportunities. For example, the Boring Company wants to completely transform urban transportation by using a complex system of subterranean tunnels to significantly reduce surface traffic. This is a viable remedy for a persistent urban problem that impacts millions of people globally, not just an alternate mode of transit. In a similar vein, Musk hopes to bring high-speed internet access everywhere, including in isolated and underdeveloped regions, through his engagement in satellite technology through Starlink. By bridging the digital divide and promoting greater equality, as well as access to opportunities and information, this project could enhance socioeconomic conditions in less developed areas. These are lofty objectives that call for a fresh perspective on commercial and regulatory obstacles, in addition to cutting-edge technology. The media frequently seeks to make it bleed, as the saying goes, by emphasizing the dramatic. Nonetheless, it's important to acknowledge the transformative effects of these technologies, which are sometimes downplayed or misunderstood. Narratives of setbacks, difficulties, such failures are sometimes exaggerated, overshadowing the wider advantages that these inventions could have. The present doubters and opponents of Musk's pursuits might very well be forgotten in a century, but the innovation and progress Musk is leaving behind might still have an impact on future generations. This vision is about building the infrastructure of the future, a more connected, efficient, and maybe even equitable world, and goes beyond simple technological advancement. It's important to see past the headlines created by groups with a stake in mistrust and terror to recognize the meaningful, occasionally revolutionary contributions made by people like Elon Musk. Understanding the breadth and possible long-term effects of Musk's projects contributes to a greater appreciation of both the technological brilliance and the significant societal ramifications of his work. His endeavors herald a change towards a future in which innovation surpasses conventional limits and cultivates a worldwide community that grows more dependent on cutting-edge sustainable technologies. We appreciate your presence in today's video. We went in-depth on Elon Musk's business strategy decisions, the difficulties associated with media manipulation, and the overall effects these factors have on the technology and automobile industries. We also looked at the significance of fiduciary responsibilities and how high-level managers, such as Musk, manage intricate market dynamics while pursuing novel ideas. As technology becomes increasingly integrated, how do you think the sector will be affected by the change of work roles? What do you think strikes a balance between the narratives presented by the media and the real technological improvements being made by businesses like Tesla? How can investors and consumers remain informed without succumbing to sensationalism? Please feel free to leave your ideas and comments below. In the event that you thought today's conversation was informative, remember to subscribe to Tesla Stock News and like this video for future updates. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you in the upcoming video.